Right, what is going on? Well, I'm gonna be trying something new. I'm gonna be working with a vlog. I guess the aim with this vlog series is to share with you guys my thoughts on training and a bunch of other things. Hopefully, as time goes by and the more consistent I am with it, the better I will be, and I guess the more direction I will have with what I'm doing with this entire thing. Anyway, there's this ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous taboo around filming your rounds, and what you sooner or later realize is that most of your rounds that are filmed, they're done so that you can literally coach yourself. Okay, all you're doing with that is coaching yourself. Okay, I've filmed so many of my rounds. The amount of clips that I've actually put online on a social media page, it's so insignificant, the amount of clips that I've actually posted. And honestly, it's only a thing I've started doing more recently, and the stuff that I mainly post is mainly like silly things that happen in the training session just to get a laugh. That's about it. But aside from that, I honestly almost never feel the need to post the training sessions. There is obviously the exception of that, which is if you are subscribed to the Patreon, the Secret Kumite Patreon, then obviously you're going to get the opportunity to see the sparring rounds. Okay, and the reason why I put these on the Patreon is the whole goal of the Patreon is to help people get better at jiu-jitsu. Obviously I'm making money from this. Okay, obviously that's like another thing as well, but the purpose behind the service that I'm providing is I want to get you better at jiu-jitsu. And I guess the deeper goal behind it, and this is I guess what separates the Patreon from others, is I want to be able to get people to experience and learn jiu-jitsu at a much deeper capacity than what they ever could have. Yeah, that's also the main thing with the Patreon as well. But yeah, so for the same reason I benefit from watching my own sparring rounds, it's the same reason why I put it on the Patreon, is for other people to benefit from the sparring rounds as well. I definitely find a lot of benefit in watching match footage. I would say that's one of the main ways I study. I do use a bit of I have used some instructional footage in the past, some instructional content, but for me at this point in time, I find I get a lot of benefit from watching matches. But one thing that I would say I benefit from even more than matches is sparring footage in the gym. So if I can watch a high level guy just a training round in the gym, that is absolute money for me. I value that almost more than I value the actual competition footage. Again, reason why is because the pace is slowed down so much more than in a competition, and I don't know, it's almost like you can see the intention behind a lot of the things that the people you're watching are doing when it's in the context of a training session. Whereas in a match, again, the intensity is too high, you kind of miss some of those things. Okay, obviously you can freeze frame and rewind match footage. Again, you can slow down the playback speed, but again, it's just not the same effect that you can get from watching sparring training footage. But again, both are valuable, and I use both. As an example, last night I went down a bit of a rabbit hole. I was watching some, I wouldn't say they're not old matches, but just older matches. I was looking at some hybrid guard examples. Now, the reason why was because we've been looking at a lot of hybrid guard stuff in our training sessions, our daytime training sessions at the Kumite, So I kind of wanted to continue delving into that so that I can show some more stuff to the guys in that training session. And, I was on a deep dive watching Jonathan Gracie, because Jonathan Gracie, if you watch a lot of his matches, he's an amazing guard passer, but if you look at a lot of his guard work, a lot of it is spider guard. Now, we should all know by now that just the spider guard on its own, it's quite hard to just make it work just with that particular guard, okay, because it's predominantly an upper body guard. But what you see he has like a lot of success with is when he turns that guard into a hybrid guard. So you see him go from double sleeve to pan and sleeve, and most of the time he's using that to get under his opponent into some kind of X guard, spider X guard variation, and then he sweeps his opponents from there. But yeah, so I was just in a big rabbit hole of his matches, and it was just really cool to see like the entries, and I guess how he's going by doing the entries. Obviously, like, I would say one of the best people to watch for this as well is like Leandro Lo. Would say, hard to say, I would say maybe between 2011 and 2014, could be wrong, it was like the peak of his hybrid guard work. Obviously, as he went into heavier weight classes, his game changed a bit. He was playing a lot more like a seated guard with the fast sleeve control, and bumping his opponents forward and coming up on single legs, which is quite different, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, I would say 2010 to 2014, I think, is a safe like range for where you can look through his matches where he's using a lot of Spider De La Riva, and like similar to Jonathan Gracie. Obviously, they went by it in quite different ways. Very similar idea of just using that hybrid controlling the upper and lower body, which is really cool, and then using that to get underneath the opponent to get to a leg entanglement, and then sweeping from the leg entanglement. But yeah, so I think what we're going to do today, we're just going to continue looking at some hybrid guard stuff. The introduction was looking at 3 common guards where you can find yourself, 3 common guards which can turn into a spider guard hybrid. So De La Riva, reverse De La Riva, and butterfly. So if I have like De La Riva guard, I put my other foot on the bicep, spider De La Riva, Leandro Lo style. If I have reverse De La Riva, put the foot on bicep, then I have obviously spider reverse De La Riva. And I guess you could say we get guys like Homolo. Homolo is really big on this. And then what you also have is butterfly guard. Basically, when I'm teaching, especially guard work, the main thing is obviously how you can tie your opponent up in the position. Okay, so before you can even off balance someone, you have to really tie them up in your guard. They shouldn't be able to unravel your guard before you get a chance to off balance them. So you have that element, and you have the off balancing element. What I like about the off balancing element in hybrid guards is it's quite easy to figure out the off balancing elements, because all you're doing with hybrid guards is you just take the off balancing principles from each guards. That's actually another reason why off balancing is actually super strong with the hybrid guards, because let's say we look at De La Riva, like one of the main off balances from De La Riva is bringing your opponent to the far side and taking their foot off the floor. Basically, you take someone's foot off the floor in De La Riva, you can you can start to get to their legs, you can start to spin under them, you can start to cut angles and start going outside their legs for bowlers and stuff. But yeah, when you have De La Riva, so you just have that, I mean, there's obviously more than one, but for argument's sake, you just have that one De La Riva specific off balance. But then when you add in the spider guard, you have like another off balancing mechanism. So it just makes the guard like extra tricky to deal with. But yeah, so today we're gonna just continue recapping the off balances and entries to the legs. We're gonna look at some attacks in the process. A lot of the time when someone's really defending an entry to the legs, that's where we can start to potentially attack some sweeps. Yeah, so if someone's really defending your hybrid guard entry to single leg X, maybe you can back sweep them, or maybe you can come up on a single leg. All right, so there's heaps of like secondary options that you create access to when you're in the process of off balancing with the intention of getting to someone's legs. Yeah, so control, off balances, some sweeps, and then I might throw in like a little task-based game, take your partner's foot off the floor, and then I might turn that into positional sparring, where we're trying to either sweep or trying to get to the legs. Then maybe today we do some Shark Tank work. I don't know, hard to tell. And then of course rounds. Always got to do rounds. That's the thing, just because I'm bashing on the people that do the open mat style of training, it's not to say that I don't like that style of training. I just think that it's just an area of training for jiu-jitsu and skill acquisition. Okay, you don't want to neglect the other areas. Anyways, well, I'm here now. Let's get to training.
What this means now, when this foot is out, nothing is stopping me from traveling to this side. All right, so a lot of people make this mistake with leg entanglements, especially with the butterfly ashi. So a lot of people will bring this foot across like this, but what they're failing to do is actually prevent the person from peeling this foot off and coming across. If I start trying to backstep while Finn still has the foot on bicep like this, he's just going to continue spinning through. So, okay, so as long as the foot is on the bicep, the backstep won't really matter. Okay, the issue where it starts to matter is if I can
We've just decided to set up a ice bath from recover portable ice bath. This is our method. Using a laundry basket. We're chucking it into here. This is now, I think, our third basket. We grab this.
Oh, which way? Oh, this way. Oh yeah.
There we go. And to be fair, it fills up pretty quick. It is raining as well, so I don't know if it's the best time to do an ice bath. I guess it kind of is. It's going to be super cold in any case. Yeah, he's such a bastard.